What's going on, y'all? My name's Joltage, and today I'm bringing you more SPL LC coverage. This time from week 4 between Heysup of the Classiest and OP of the Tigers. Heading into this week, both players a bit underperforming expectations. Heysup was heading in 1-2, picking up his first victory the previous week, and OP at 0-3. Both players were highly regarded heading into the season, but have unfortunately had less than stellar performances so far. But this could be a good way to pick up momentum for the rest of the season, and could, for one player, and could spell the end of their SPL season potentially for the other. Though we won't get into that as much, I suppose. Anyway, looking at the teams, we've got Zigzagoon. I believe this is Zigzagoon's second SPL game this season. And other than that, everything else we've seen before. Kabuto making another appearance. It's nice to see. But in general, we've got basically a Ziggy team on Heysup's side. So you're likely going to be seeing Memento Diglett. Whether it's Z Memento or not, yet to be seen. I would kind of don't expect it. I think Diglett can use other items as well, like Sash or Life Orb, and still do the Memento job just as well. But over on OP side, we have a random Snover making its SPL debut. There's no Alolan Sandshrew with it. It's just a random Snover. I assume OP, looking at Heysup's teams, decided that it performed well against them. But Snover is pretty hit and miss in general. Technically, it does match up okay, especially against, like, if it's HP Fire, it can take out Ferroseed. Its Ice Shard will be useful for, like, Diglett. Giga Drain can threaten out Kabuto. But other than that, like, it's not doing much to Snubble. Timber is just gonna laugh at it, and Zigzagoon, if it's set up, Snover's not really doing anything to it either. But other than that, we've also got Shelder over on OP, so you might see a Memento Diglett on his side as well. And we've got Pawn Cottony, who generally hasn't been seeing much play either, thanks to the Prankster nerf, and Timber. Whether or not Pawniard or Diglett have rocks are yet to be seen, but either or. I would lean more towards Pawn though if I had to guess. Anyway, let's hop into the game, where we've got lead Timber taking the place of your standard lead Mienfoo. Heysup doesn't feel like dealing with that, and it's just going to go right for the Kabuto on the knockoff. Weak Armor is going to get +2, and Heysup's going to be able to set his rocks next turn, as OP's just going to go for the Drain Punch, taking out Kabuto. Obviously, Heysup decided Kabuto wasn't really that useful this game, and honestly, is not that useful. Rock move could be useful against Snover, though you don't know if Kabuto even has a rock move. A lot of people like to run knockoff as opposed to like Rock Slide or something. Other than that, Aqua Jet could be nice for like Diglett or whatever, but Shelter would set up on Kabuto. Pawn's not really threatened by Kabuto. Cottony can come in on Kabuto and be fun, and Timber just obviously deals with Kabuto, as we just saw. But anyway, out comes Snubble on the Timber, gonna lower its attack, and OP's not gonna want any of that. Out's gonna come Cottony, as Snubble's gonna go right for the Play Rough. It's gonna do a decent amount to Cottony, who's gonna fire off a knockoff this turn. OP doesn't really deal with Snubble that well unless he goes to his Pawn, but he didn't want that getting whittled or anything. Cottony's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam on its last turn of life, dealing a very solid amount of damage on the crit, and it's going to be and Snubble's going to take away his Eviolite to kill it. But out it's going to come Timber, who Ice Punch should, I guess, take out Snubble from this area, from this range, if he's going to go right out to it. But it ends up, that's either going to be a very fast Snubble or a, yeah, I think that's just a pretty fast Snubble, as it's going to outspeed the Timber, and go for the play rough, chunking the crap out of it. That really didn't work out well for OP. But Drain Punch is going to be able to take out the Snubble. Yeah, that was unfortunate for OP. Out it's going to come Diglett, and OP's just going to concede defeat. Obviously, you can't do anything about this and go for the Mach Punch, but Diglett's going to go for the Memento, and rather than going to the Zigzagoon, who you'd expect, he's going to go out to his own Timber, who's going to proceed to Bulk Up. Bulk Up, not something you've seen a whole lot this gen, but Bulk Up Timber is in, and it honestly just wins. It's going to Bulk Up again on the Shelder, who's going to go for the Razor Shell, get a defense drop on Timber, but it's not gonna affect it that much, as Timber is just gonna live through the Icicle Spear, Bulk Up one more time, and is gonna be able to take out Shelder next turn with the Mach Punch. Now there's really nothing on OP's team that can stand up to Heysup's Timber. He can go to his own Timber, go for the Mach Punch, but unless he got a crit, it wasn't doing that anything, and he didn't get a crit. So Heysup's Timber honestly just gonna win. You can go for Mach Punch here, take out the Diglett. You can go for Mach Punch the next turn, take out Pawn. You can go for Mach Punch the next turn, take out Snover. Pawn's gonna go for the Sucker Punch just to get a bit more chip damage, but like I said, it's not gonna end up mattering. And yeah, so the game pretty quickly ends in a Bulk Up Timber sweep. Honestly, this is the first Bulk Up Timber sweep I think I've ever seen. I don't recall ever seeing it in ORAS when this was the main set, but that was not the main set. See some use, get a sweep. It's always how it works, I guess. But Heysup's gonna pick up the victory, improve to 2-2 on the season, which is very nice for him to get his season back on track. And OP is gonna fall to a disappointing 0-4. Questions have to be asked on whether or not Zabraikin will make his LC SPL debut. I feel like he's probably played in SPL before, but not LC as far as I know. But we've got mid-season next up, so we will have to wait at least another week to see whether or not that will happen. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, comment with any feedback, or subscribe for more competitive LC content, including every single SPL game this season. Anyway, guys, till next time, my name is Joltage, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.